Welcome back to Albuquerque. I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano. In this segment, we're going to leave Old Town behind and head to another architecturally interesting area. Just a stone's throw away from Old Town is the famed Route 66, America's Highway, now called Central Avenue, which was in its heyday during the 1930s to 1960s. Many of the Art Deco buildings have survived and been repurposed into current businesses, like Hotel Zazz. It just reopened, so I didn't know about it and didn't stay here, but it is so visually appealing, it stood out among many other stylistically outstanding structures. Looking closely at the cement low-rise hotel, you can tell it was built as a travel lodge in 1960, but that is where tired and worn out ends and eclectic retro begins. Owner Charmine Daras infused both the exterior and interiors with a feast for the senses, including whimsical metal flowers and vivid colors, all brought together by a team of nearly 50 women artists. The stunning result made me stop and do a double take. So, Charmine, I was driving by and I saw this beautiful hotel with all the colors, and so I have to stop and I have to see what it is. And then come to find out, this is brand new, you just opened, and tell me, how did you come up with this whole aesthetic?
Yeah, well, it was actually my 2-year-old that helped me. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, yeah. But I really gave it to my daughter. So she was learning how to talk, and so I asked her, what's your favorite color? She just turned to, and she said, purple. She said, purple. She didn't even say it properly. So I was like, okay, purple it is. And so that's why when you enter in, the first thing you see is purple, because that was one of her first words, her first color. And then as every toddler, her favorite color changed every week, and that's what we did. We implemented the different colors. And then it became this whole live colorfully, so throughout this construction.
Which I'm all about.
Yeah, same. I mean, her and I both have very vivacious, outgoing personalities, so we're very colorful folks anyways. And she really inspired the color and scheme behind it. And the biggest aspect was how do we integrate and put all these colors into one. And as we were going through our branding process, I told them that I love color. My daughter obviously chose a lot of the colors, and one of the rooms that really appealed to them was our giraffe bedrooms. And the giraffe is multicolors. And so they worked on that branding, and so every artist that we were incorporating into the property, which is about 48, we asked them, you have no boundaries. This is think outside the box, there is no box, but try to keep it the same color theme. So every artist tried to maintain that color integrity, so they actually then brought the whole color concept together.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're using artists, and also it said online that you use a lot of women artists. So obviously we're all about supporting women, empowering women, entrepreneurs especially.
Absolutely.
So love that concept.
Yeah. So our parent company, which is the one that we control our holdings in, is called Herstory Hospitality. So hashtag we do it for her and all the hers and her generations. So we want to create a legacy for women empowerment. And with that, each one of our brands brings in women empowerment. So that's our biggest thing. And so if we're doing that with our staffing and employment, we also want to do that with the community around. So our purpose was to make sure that most, or if not all, of the artists were women of color, mother-daughter teams, and local. And if they weren't local, then we would want them to be a woman, especially if this is their first venture. So the facial bars, it's a mother and daughter team. They do that, but they've never done it in a hotel. They've never done these small ones, and this is their first stand-up. We have a Persian nurse who I knew back in the day when I was a physician, and she's always wanted to kind of dab her feet into something else and open up her own tea shop. So she actually created and curated Persian teas that go inside each one of the rooms as an amenity. So there's great stories, everyone's bringing their own heritage and culture and background and just being their true authentic self. Yeah.
Love it. Steve, you're just wonderful.
Yeah.
Not far from Hotel Zazz is the Antique District on Central Avenue.
It's also here along Central Avenue where we find Cowboys and Indians. Okay, not the real ones, the antique kind.
Established in 1995, Cowboys and Indians Antiques is the brainchild of Terry Schermeyer, who created a compelling gallery out of a renovated building along historic Route 66.
So, how did you come up with Cowboys and Indians? Because it sounds like it's a man's business.
Well, I didn't come up with the business, certainly. I didn't even really come up with the name. A guy actually named the store.
See, that makes sense to me.
I had a store in Pasadena, California for 12 years before I came here. And it wasn't that I stopped doing the business. I kept that store open and I came here and I opened a store in Old Town. But I only signed a year lease there. So I ended up buying this building the next year, and my sister and I tried to remodel it and make it look like it was 100 years old. So we built all these showcases. I actually screwed together every one of the fluorescent
Did you
light
really?
fixtures. Yeah.
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
It's very different from a lot of antique stores that you go into. Was that your concept?
Well, we wanted it to kind of look like an old trading post. Because,
mission accomplished.
Thank you. Because we were selling really historic material from the Old West, not just Native American. We used to have a lot more cowboy material as well, but it's just getting harder and harder to find. But, you know, we have 100-year-old spurs here, and we have 100-year-old Navajo blankets. People can come here and really get full authenticity when they're buying cultural art to decorate their home saloon or their family room.
How many people come in to decorate their saloon?
Oh, you know, it used to be pretty regular. You know, I've been doing this for 41 years, and there was a lot of people who grew up on Westerns. So as, you know, the baby boomers, as they grew up and their kids went off to college and they had that extra bedroom or something, they turned it into their TV room and, you know, decorated with the old Roy Rogers posters and stuff, and then bought a pair of old furs to hang out on the wall.
Terry, what do we have here?
Well, both of these cradles were made in the 1800s. They were both made by Comanche families, and each one was traded, and both in Oklahoma area. This one came from a contractor. There was a gentleman here in Albuquerque that got a hold of us, and he said his father had gotten ill and he moved out from Oklahoma to take care of his dad. And his dad finally passed away, and he was cleaning out the closet, and he found a giant box of cowboy boots. In this box, at the bottom of the box of about 20 pairs of cowboy boots, is this cradle that was in a little, almost a cardboard shirt box, and it was just smashed. And he goes, I know this is filthy dirty and probably not worth anything. He said we weren't going to throw it in.
Oh, thank goodness he did.
Yeah,
right?
well, these are things that happen. But his father received this for putting a roof on the home of the Comanche family, and that's how he was paid. And his son said his dad was just always a sucker for Old West stuff and Native American stuff. And so he had remembered it from the time he was a child, but he had no idea that they still had it in the household.
So it's a good thing people don't throw everything away.
Exactly.
Right? They check first.
Well,
right?
look at now. There's all the styles out today. All the 80s clothes are back. You know, you're gonna, next time we see you, you'll be in little epaulets.
That's right. I just went to an 80s party
Did you?
just recently. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you look like you could play on Dallas or Dynasty.
Well, exactly. Thank you. That's quite a
go.
compliment.
There you go.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Terry, for having us in your shop. You're a delight. We've had a great time. But never fear, folks, we are not done in Albuquerque. Next time, I'm going to introduce you to a very talented artist who uses everyday scenes to inspire her colorful artwork. See you soon.
She had a cat that she just could not get that stuff clawing this one. I loved it so much. I paid her $250 for her screwed up pig. But I like him, you know, he's got one eye. Kind of like me. We all get a little beat up as we get older. It's a long road.
Okay, I hope I have it. If not, we'll just make it up. Okay. Ready? Well, thank you so much, Terry, for having us. You are just a delight. We had a great time.
It has been really fun.
It has been. But hey, everybody, we are not done. Okay. I'm going to introduce you to a very talented artist who uses New Mexico scenes to fuel her imagination. And that is the wrong line because I just used it. Sorry. Take two. Take three.